I drink coffee all day long, y'all. How exciting. Oh, wow. Look at that. And y'all, look at the roselle. The suckers look terrible. We do not have y'all's that big around here. Thank you, Gemilai, for sending over the G3005E. Good morning. Welcome to Yellow Door Urban Homestead. I am Asia and I'm an urban gardener growing in a small space out in my backyard. So before we go outside, and we are going outside for a garden tour and a harvest, I am so excited, y'all. I haven't really been outside in my garden. I have seen all of the things that need to be harvested, but I haven't actually gotten around to harvest them. So that's what we're gonna do. But before we go outside, if you remember in my last video, I told you that a company sent me over an espresso machine. So I introduced to you Gemilai. Gemilai is the leading brand in home espresso machines. Like I have been waking up in the morning and making a white chocolate mocha. It is one of my favorite drinks, and like I even got the whipped cream and all of that stuff. I mean, it's absolutely delicious. And so I've been doing this every morning, and I really am very happy to have this machine. So you can get professional coffee machine quality at home with this machine. Like I am so excited to have it. The other thing is, like, it's very low key. It's not this huge machine in your kitchen that you're trying to use every morning. It doesn't have a grinder on it, but I'm fine with that because I already had a grinder. And if you saw, I made my espresso twice. So it's also something that I am learning how to do, but I am enjoying just using the machine, also enjoying the coffee. And so if you're not new here, you know that I love coffee. And so I essentially have a semi-automatic professional grade espresso machine right here in my house, right in my kitchen. So excited about that. And I've looked at these machines before, and I haven't purchased one, but it is absolutely worth it for me to have it because I drink coffee all day long, y'all. Y'all probably don't realize that, but I drink coffee all day long. And somebody said that espresso got you going. It does not, because I drink coffee literally all day long. And so like I said, it's low key, so it fits the aesthetic of my kitchen. It fits up under my cabinets. You know, I live in an older home, so my cabinets are not high, they're low. And it fits up under my cabinets. So essentially, I have an industrial style, professional quality espresso machine in my house, and it is low key right on my counter, and I'm having coffee every morning. It has espresso shots in it. This is like a thing that I do in the morning now. I literally come here, I get my grinds together, I put them into the pot, I get it go. It's like a thing in the morning. I enjoy it. Anyway, thank you, Gemilai, for sending over this espresso machine. I absolutely love it. You all can check out the link down in the description if you are interested in this machine. I will tell you though, I have enjoyed having it in my home, and I have also enjoyed being able to cut down a little bit on my coffee purchases. So real quick, I'm gonna enjoy this cup of coffee, and we're gonna head outside together and go grab some vegetables and some fruits, and I am so excited. So I had to go grab a harvest basket. The cucumbers are coming in, y'all. The cucumbers are coming in, and I am just loving this trellis. This is the trellis. So we're gonna go ahead and just jump into this garden tour, right? This is the trellis, let me show you. That was pretty bare for most of the season, right? So these are the cucumber plants. There are, I think, 3 down here at the bottom. But yeah, they're coming in. There's little cucumbers everywhere on this plant, so super excited about that. The blue butterfly flowers are everywhere. That one died already, but they're everywhere, y'all. I think they are so pretty. Like, just beautiful. And someone said that they were like really healthy or whatever for you. I'm not sure. I haven't looked that up, but that trellis is so beautiful. I love a filled out trellis, y'all. And speaking of cucumbers, this is the older cucumber vine. And so like this one is turning orange. It will give me seeds if I had let it. I'm gonna give it to the chickens. And there's another one right there. Nice. That one's going in the basket. And then that one I'm gonna give to the ladies so they can have a little bit of fun today. They do love their fresh vegetables. So this is, I can't not remember, I think it's a Kakuzi gourd. There's a lot of flowers on this if you look up. And they've started hanging on to the sunflower, which I wanted to pull out, but I'm just gonna let it stay because they've attached to the sunflower, and so they'll stay here. By the way, there's still cucumbers growing on that plant, the one that I just pulled those off of, but they look odd. But there's some tiny ones up there too. And they have completely missed my beans this week, but we'll still take them. Like that one is completely dried out. This is the garden in August, y'all. And so on that same trellis with those oddly shaping cucumbers, there are bean plants, and they're runner beans. So you have two varieties of beans, or two, yeah, I guess they are varieties. I'm not sure. Anyway, you have two ways you can grow beans. You can grow them as runners. You can grow them as bush beans. And so the runner beans I always put on the trellis because those beans will grow up until the fall. If the plant does not die, they'll just keep growing. And so if I was prepared this year, I would have already replanted some beans somewhere for the fall in case that vine doesn't make it, but I didn't. And so there is that. So listen, the sunflower I was telling y'all that I wanted to pull, but I didn't want to stop feeding the finches. That's it. It's just laying over on the fence at this point. But I still do see the yellow finches in it, and so I'm happy about that. But look how big that thing got. It was huge. And someone asked me, like, when did I start it in order for it to grow that big? So I didn't start that. It was a volunteer. It volunteered early spring. And that is what it's looking like now. And so when I say volunteer, because I know everyone is not, you know, a gardener, it just means it's something like the seed fell on the ground last year when I was gardening. It overwintered, so it stayed in the garden all winter long, and then in spring, it decided it wanted to grow. So that's what that sunflower is back there. Look, y'all. They are all over the fennel. I mean, they're all over the fennel. I leave them. They'll do this with parsley too, but I leave them because they'll turn into beautiful, beautiful butterflies. But listen, what we're not gonna do is leave this one that I am sure is ready. It's fennel. It's my first time growing fennel. I see some on this one, but I'm still gonna take it because I do want that fennel. Now what I am gonna do is break off the leaf or the piece that it's on so it can stay out here. Hopefully it'll just grab onto another fennel. I didn't have any other fennel that grew that well, so I'm just gonna leave it and let them enjoy it. I think they're so pretty, y'all. Aren't they pretty? I think they are. So we're just gonna put them right back down here, and maybe he'll find another one. But I grew fennel for the first time. Woohoo! We love that. That is so exciting. So the garden beds, the block garden beds still look awful. They still look trash. I still haven't done anything to them, but I'm gonna show them to you. Oh, but the marigolds have taken off. They are huge. The plants are huge. Don't have a lot of flowers, but I do see flower buds. So let me show you. So this is the bed coming into the garden. You see, we're still bare here where we tried to grow some more beans. They did not come up for whatever reason. But the marigolds are looking really good, like they're getting bushier. And then there are a few, well, that's one flower on this one. But if you look over here, there's also a lot of little buds. So they're coming. And then those are the other marigolds. I do not have a clue why these beds did not do well for me in the summer this year. I'm not too worried because I know they're going to do fine in the fall. I do, however, still need to figure out why I have such a problem in the summer. And these were my first beds, and they have grown well for me, but they just haven't in the last 2 years. And originally I was like, okay, we need more compost. Did that, worked a little bit. Then I was like, okay, it's root bound. Pulled all the roots out. I just don't know what's happening here. But I also know that I have a mole or a vole. And so the thing is, if it's burrowing down in these beds, then there's no, like the roots can't get to the soil. It can't get established. So it could be that. I really don't know. And a few people have said, you know, to get the little thing that makes the noise. I don't know what the name of it is, but they said to do that, and I do have one. I covered it with the plastic, and then so I need to take it off because it is solar powered. And so maybe I'll do that. I don't know, but I'm thinking maybe it's because the vole is going through the garden bed. I don't know. Let's get back to the tour and harvest. Okay, so we have basil that needs to be topped. We've had a lot of rain, y'all, a lot of rain. And I am thinking that's where this yellowing is coming from. I don't know where the rain came from, but it was a lot of rain. So we're gonna harvest this basil because it's not all yellow. Some of it is yellow. Basil, I told y'all I have enough of it, but I do want the plants to keep growing. But yes, I do have quite a bit of basil in the house. And this is my second time harvesting basil this week. I didn't bring y'all out here with me when I did it earlier this week. But yeah, we have a lot of basil. Probably gonna have to go find another basket. I switched this to a garden tour and harvest because I need to harvest things. We're not gonna harvest all of that basil together. I'll probably come back out. Y'all, let me show you these tomatoes. They look terrible. Oh my God. So these are the cherry tomatoes, but they look absolutely terrible, y'all. Still giving me tomatoes, but like these plants are ready to go. See, that one just fell right on off on his own. There's one right here. See, there's some in the bags. I don't blame these tomato plants. I blame myself. And the thing is, I just haven't had a lot of time to be in the garden this year, and that's fine. It happens. The good thing about it is these plants gonna still grow and they still gonna produce, you know, pretty good in my opinion, for someone who has not really been out here doing what she's supposed to do in this summer garden. The summer garden of 2024 has been a garden that survived on its own for the most part. I didn't do a lot of fertilizing. I watered with a sprinkler because I just did not have a lot of time. So if that makes you think, you know, maybe I can garden, try it out, because I have not done much of anything out here this year. Start with good soil, decent soil. You know, make sure you water somehow, because I imagine if I had listened to don't water with a sprinkler because of this, that, and the third, this garden would be much worse. But I knew this year, with everything going on in my life, that I was gonna have to at least try it. And it is August and I am still getting harvest. And granted, these tomato plants are absolutely gonna have to be pulled out. They just don't look good. But for now, you know, until I get around to doing it, I'm still getting harvest from these tomato plants. And I'm okay with that. So look what I just noticed, y'all. There's a potato in this bag. Y'all know I'm nervous, but we're gonna dump this bag and see. Those are potatoes that volunteered late in the year. They just popped up in the bag and I was like, okay, we'll see. But I just happened to look down in that bag and there's a potato in it. So I don't know if we're gonna dump it. We're gonna dig down in it, and we're gonna dig down in it and see if there's any more potatoes in there, because I was thinking they died out really fast. I was like, we probably didn't get no potatoes in there, so I didn't dump them. They weren't a part of the last potato harvest. So we're gonna go ahead and dump that bag. So this is giving not really a garden tour, but kind of a garden tour. Oh wow, look at that. I didn't do nothing to get these, y'all. I didn't do nothing to get them. Nice. Surprise potato harvest. So we're gonna go ahead and do the rest of these, because all of these had potatoes in them. So we'll see if we get anything else. Yep. Look. Nice. They're small, but there were potatoes growing in these bags. This one probably could leave it because it was still trying to grow, but oh wow. Probably could have got a fall harvest out of this one, but I'm already in the digging mode now, y'all. I'm already in the digging mode. But they had died back, but look at that. It's nothing like a surprise harvest, especially when you didn't take care of it. So this is kind of volunteer too. This is where I must have left a potato in the bag and it just sprouted back up. Look at that. How awesome. And I may still plant more potatoes. Potatoes grow like best if they can start in a cool season. So I may still plant some more in these bags. I could put one of each back in the bag and let it sprout and grow for fall. Then I would have a fall potato harvest too. But it's still pretty hot here, and I have tried that in the past and it just didn't go well. I didn't get a potato harvest and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do that. But I'm guessing if I were to plant them when it finally cooled down, especially in the bags, because I could take them in the house if we get a frost, and I could keep growing them. But for today, surprise potato harvest, and I'm very excited. So look at that, y'all. Out of bags I thought nothing was in. How exciting. I'm definitely gonna need another basket today. Had no idea we're gonna get potatoes today. So listen, let me go get a basket. I'll be right back. Nice. All right, we're gonna take these blue butterfly flowers too. My camera's getting hot. Nothing new there, is it? Anyway, this is my best blue butterfly flower vine grow that I've ever done. Like, it's at the top of the trellis and it's still giving off flowers. Okay, my camera's cooled down. We are back. We are back. And listen, what were you doing? My dog. She was definitely in my garden. All right, so those potatoes, awesome. Very happy to have those. We're now going to move on to the peppers. And so let me show you the peppers, because you know we moved some out of the bed, and a few people said, well, I know at least one person said, like, don't move them, just fertilize them more. I don't have the time. I don't have the time. That is half of my issues with the garden this year, although it is still producing. I have not had the time, and so I want to put them in a space where I know even without me having the time, they're still going to grow. Now I'm about to show you these ones that we moved, and it's been raining a lot and I have not fertilized. They are in the bags, and so they probably need some fertilizing. They probably need some water, but I'm gonna show y'all anyway because they still living. Okay, so do y'all see them? These are the ones. So they're droopy. It's a little warm out here. The sun is out. They're droopy, but they're growing, and I have harvested off of these. Didn't bring y'all with me, but I have harvested, and look, got some growing right there. I don't know what they are. This one is still struggling to get started. This one has started to grow again. We have some of the purple dark ones on here. These are cayennes, still growing. The jalapeno is putting out flowers and fruit. So with that being said, I'm okay with moving them. I'm not telling anybody else to move their peppers or do any of that. I'm just showing you what I'm doing in my backyard and what works for me. And I probably have done this every year except for my second year. My first year was trash. But my second year gardening, because I put them in the garden beds and they didn't work well in there. So we do also have these that are giving us quite a few colored peppers. They're finally ripening. So we're going to go ahead and grab those. And let me show you the ones we moved out of the beds a little while ago. These are the ones we moved out of this bed. These over here came out of that bed. So we have shishito peppers on that one. And then we have shishito peppers on this one too. And I do believe this one was moved as well. So look at that. They're growing just fine in these bags after being moved, after they were already growing. So I'm gonna do what works for me in my garden, and absolutely always leave comments because it could help someone else. It's not gonna change what I decide to do though. Look at that. It's a Jimmy Nardello. And we're gonna take all of them that are blushing or almost ripe. They'll finish up in the house. We're getting close to, you know, summer is coming to an end. And so I want to continue to pull them as much as I can because I want as many as I can get. I have some in the dehydrator right now because like I said, I am making a powder. That is my main thing for these peppers this year is I want a powder that I can use as a seasoning. I'm gonna kind of mix some garlic into it this year too. Maybe even a little bit of tomato powder. I'm gonna try to make a powder, essentially like an actual flavored powder, not just a pepper powder. So, have some shishitos here, very small. But of course, like I told you, I like to get them small because I feel like they're a lot more tender when I do it that way. So I'm getting them small. I like them at this size. This size is okay too. Anything bigger than that, I'm not interested. I don't enjoy it as much. So about here, but also this size. I eat them as snacks. They're not gonna be a whole meal or anything. I eat them as snacks and I just love them. It's a healthy snack that tastes delicious. And I am not the healthiest eater, so growing a garden absolutely helps me to eat a lot better, especially in the summer, actually the fall too, because before I started growing, gardening, I didn't even eat like collard greens and kale. I was like, this is nasty. I'm not eating this. And now, like fall, I literally wait for kale and collards to be ready to eat. This is the one where I didn't know what it was, but look, it's a melon as well. So we have a few trying to grow. Hope they get fertilized, but they're going up the trellis. The rest of this is that grapevine, y'all. So I did tie up the asparagus while my camera was cooling down because it was all over this. But the asparagus is still ferning. And so next year, that's the energy that's going to cause this asparagus, those asparagus corms, I think is what they're called. I don't think they're corms. Anyway, the asparagus roots, we're going with root, to give us asparagus again next year. Asparagus comes back every year, y'all. Once you plant it, you will always have it. And that's why I planted it right there, out of my way. Listen. We never talk about this. We literally mostly never talk about it. It's lemongrass. And it's growing in a bag over here. And it's growing magnificently. But y'all, what is going on over here? Oh my God. It is a mess over here. It's a bunch of weeds. This looks like a marshmallow plant. This pot was over by the marshmallow plant. I had planted chamomile in it. It's actually, I do believe, a marshmallow and an anise hyssop. That volunteered in this pot once the chamomile died back. So that's kind of cool, right? Oh, that's a part of the asparagus. So yeah, but the rest of this, I need to do some weeding. But yeah, this pot now has a perennial plant in it that I didn't actually plant. Look back here. Let's also talk about these tree collars that look terrible. The bugs have been turning the tree collars up, y'all. It's okay. This is one though, and it still looks really good. And when it is time for it to grow, it will grow again and it will give me some collards. I'm trying to pull these weeds while I'm over here. Look at all this. This a mess. This a mess. But this is why, what I said, I did not have time. I haven't had time to be out here. But y'all look, this one looked the worst. But I do believe I could literally cut the top off of that and then it would sprout out of the sides. Let me show you what I mean. See right here? That's sprouting out of the side of this. So I'm gonna see, we're gonna see, because the top, ooh, it looked terrible. Okay, and you know why I couldn't see them weeds too? That asparagus was laying over, but it's okay. We're gonna leave it, it'll be all right. I'm gonna come out here and get it straightened up and cleaned up. Let me show you the moringa too. That moringa that was in the greenhouse, the two that made it, they're looking real good, y'all. They're growing in the 7-gallon grow bags too. Yeah, looking real good. All right, let's get back to harvesting. We have some tomatoes back here, some paste tomatoes, the ones that I did nothing to stop the blossom end rot. And I want to show you that the blossom end rot has stopped because I don't think there was anything wrong with the soil or the bags. I think I was not watering. And then we got all of that Well, I wasn't watering well. The sprinkler maybe wasn't getting to this side. But anyway, we got all of that rain, and then we don't have blossom end rot anymore. How exciting. I really just want to grow my plants like normal. I don't want to do a whole lot of extra to grow them because I know that they will grow on their own. No blossom end rot. Look at these two, and I'm taking them too because rain, no blossom end rot. They'll finish ripening in the house. Same here, no blossom end rot. I ain't gonna say it no more, but I just want people to know that, like, you don't have to do everything you see online. You don't have to do everything you see another gardener do, and you can learn your garden for yourself and see what you need to do in your garden. That's all. And none of my tomato plants look good. I'm telling you that right now. They don't look good. They all are hot. They all have had enough. They've been in since May. It is now August, and none of them look good. They're trying to throw out new shoots and stuff, but the plants don't look good. I'm gonna show y'all that too. They don't. Look at all these zinnias down here though. These are in the flower bed. They've fallen over. I probably need to stake them. They're beautiful. They're beautiful past their time to probably go in the house and be in a vase, but they are beautiful. By the way, y'all remember we planted out all of those tiny seedlings? Most of them didn't take. That's a celosia that did take. So how cute, and how, like, I think it's going to be so pretty over here. This is something too, but I do not remember what it was, so I'm just going to let it bloom, and then we'll be able to tell. A tiny little tomato. And y'all, look at the roselle. It's growing up. We'll start getting roselle probably end of August, maybe early September, I think. But yeah, they're getting up there too. Oh, I know what I wanted to show y'all. Look what's growing up my house. Pay no mind to this horrible compost pile area. I don't even know. I think these are some kind of cucumber, something in the cucumber family, but it's not something I can eat. They're very dark. Somebody told me what they were last year, but look, it's growing up my house. I'm gonna take it down though. But that's a, it looked like some kind of squash, but it's growing up my house. So is this mess growing up my house. I'm gonna get it off. Okay, so camera got hot again. It's getting hot out here. We won't be out here too much longer. Somebody been cutting grass. I didn't even know we had yards big enough to cut grass for that long. Like, the thing is, my spider is gone. She moved, so we're gonna knock this web down too. But listen, the thing is, like, this video might be 30-45 minutes long, right? But I need something to knock that down with. But I really probably have been out here for an hour, maybe even end up being like 2 hours to record it, right? We do not have yards that big around here. Found her. She didn't move far. I see her. Anyway, Lord, y'all are all up in my face. We got some tomatoes over here. Yay. These plants don't look good either, but we do have tomatoes coming off of them. I'm gonna show you them in a moment. They look absolutely horrible. Let's take the basket with us this time. That's her harvest so far. I'm gonna take the basket with us this time so that we don't have to keep walking back over to it. But let me show you these plants. These are not the worst ones though. Ah! I know, I keep doing that, don't I? But there's still a few tomatoes back here that we are waiting. Well, give it to the chickens because it came off. But I'm waiting for a few of them to ripen. See, got a nice one right there. Then there's a few in there too. Now, these the ones that look terrible. And they have a bunch of not good looking tomatoes on them. So we're gonna throw those to the chickens too. But there are some good looking tomatoes in there. Ew! The girls will love it. And we are gonna come through this strawberry patch. And there go another spider too. We're gonna come through this strawberry patch and we're gonna like leave only 10 plants. This is out of control. Every year I come through and I pull a good amount of them, but strawberries, they reproduce quickly and a lot. So we're gonna pull it down to like, I'm not even joking, y'all. We're gonna pull it down to like 10 plants for next season. Got me a few tomatoes. And the zinnias Came out here and cut off all of the blooms the other day just so that I can keep them blooming. Yeah, so they're still doing well. They're over here with the tomatoes, so they are not staked as well as they should be. But they're over in with the tomatoes too. Got one trying to come over here, but yeah, there is another little tomato in here we're gonna grab. But these plants, they done pretty much had it. And by the way, the suckers that I took, they are rooted. They are rooted, but the plants themselves, the suckers look terrible, but they did root. That's my point. To show you that they will root and you can have more plants from the plants you have. To replant, probably not gonna do it. I just don't have a lot of time this year. I think I'm gonna focus on my fall starts. Make sure those don't die. But I do wanna show y'all, do y'all remember when we planted the pineapple sage? Do you remember how small the pineapple sage was? Let me show you something. Look how big that thing has gotten. OMG, it is huge. It's huge. So, you know, I wanted this to be a perennial bed. These things are still growing too, but I think they were already maybe going to flower. I think it's verbena. The marshmallow is growing in here with the sage. And then I did put some basil in here too. And then there's another verbena, I think, over there. So next year, that's gonna be a beautiful bed full of perennials that will have started in this bed. So let me tell you what I think I'm gonna do and hope I don't ruin it for myself. But that bed has significantly sunk in the amount of soil that's in it, and I need to get a lot of the bedding or whatever you want to call it that's in the chicken run out of there. Then I want to start using wood chips, so I need to figure that out too, like where I'm gonna get wood chips from. But I want to start using wood chips because piling the wood shavings down there, it's just not really working for me. And it's lumpy, and it's like we're nowhere near the ground in the chicken coop. So I want to remove what I have in there, put wood chips down. Anyway, I want to fill these Vigo beds with those things when it comes out. Would make a great soil. Thing is, you know, putting chicken droppings onto garden beds, it has to be able to decompose. I don't know if that's gonna happen, and so I hope, I don't know if it's gonna happen in time. So I hope that I put it in here in the fall. Over the winter it decomposes, everything still comes back, and then I have a full garden bed with really rich soil. I don't know, we shall see. So that is the harvest for today. It got really hot outside. Somebody was cutting the grass. I was over it, y'all. Anyway, look what I did pull. We didn't pull it together. It's a sunflower. And so I'm letting it dry in the house. So here's the thing with sunflowers. If you peel this off, like as it dries, it's gonna fall off on its own. But the sunflowers are under that. I'm letting it dry in the house. And before they actually, you know, like start to dry out, you could actually, I've seen people do it, eat the whole top of the sunflower. Have not tried that. I have not tried that. I'm keeping it for the seeds. That's one of the dwarf varieties. And so, you know, the larger ones get big, like, and you can't reach them. Dwarf varieties are perfect for you to keep sunflowers in. So listen, somebody left a comment and they were like, the sunflowers weren't pointed to the sun. I should check to see if they're real or fake or something, they said. What does that mean? If you made it this far in this video and you know what that means, somebody tell me. Because my sun comes up and it moves around, so it could be pointed in any direction at any point of the day. I don't know what that means. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to visit me over on Instagram, where I post about the things going on in the garden almost every day. Bye, y'all.